How's it going, guys? It's me, Captain Domotaku, here today to talk about the finale of High School Fleet's Haifuri. Now, I am going to say one thing that will summarize basically my feelings for this episode and this series. It's been an honor watching this series, basically. Man, can I say that, this series was really entertaining, and I'm gonna miss the series for one. And that ending. So, episodes 10, 11, why am I, or not 10, 11, 11 and 12, why am I covering this in one episode? Because for one, in episode 11, I believe, yes, the girls got the order to track the Musashi because it was going to go to a city and there were people in danger, but of course due to past confrontations they had with the Musashi, they were no match for it and they were outclassed by weapons and everything, and they were in danger of dying. One of the things that I forgot to talk about in the previous episode of this one, with episode 9 or 10, yes, was the fact that the Captain Akemi was growing weary throughout the later half of this show. Excuse me. And that's because, for one, for every single battle they've done and every single pinch that they get out of, every single person in the crew and on the Harekaze were at risk of dying. And after the Musashi incident, she has become fully aware of this, and she has become more doubtful and worried about the casualties that could befall her and her family on the ship. And it comes to play in episode 11 when she's really hesitant to take action against the Musashi because, at one false swoop, the Musashi can land a hit on the Harekaze and obliterate it and killing everyone and herself in the thing. That's the reality that she's facing. And, eventually, the Blue Mermaids come in, some professionals try to come in and stop the ship and try to disable their guns and turrets. But it's no use. The Musashi's a freaking death ship going on. It's freaking tanky as hell, and not even professional trained Blue Mermaids are enough to stop it. And I was like, wait, what the heck? That's impossible. So then afterwards, towards the end, Akemi and Mashiro, co-captain and captain, have a serious talk, where they're discussing about Akemi's doubt and her worries about everyone on the ship being hurt because of her actions and, trying to save her friend in the Musashi. But then, of course, throughout the end, they all comfort Akemi by saying, you know what, Captain, it's okay, we can do more than our best, and it's our turn to help out you, or it's our turn to help out, and even though you're scared of us being injured, we're okay with it. We're okay with risking our lives and trying to help out these people because that's what they do. And then episode 11, I think, was it episode 11 or 12? I don't remember, but I think actually episode 12. Yes, episode 12. So they come up with a plan to save the Musashi, and it's no use because the freaking Musashi is outclassing them in every single way possible. And they had 4 Blue Marine ships, and then 3 of them got disabled, immobilized, and there's 1 left. But the interesting turn of events that happens in this series, the wind blows, the Kaze, oh my goodness. So interestingly enough, a lot of the student ships come up, including the Admiral Spey, the one with Minos on. They come up and they're here to help, and I'm just like, wait a minute, how the frick did these ships come here so quickly? I can imagine the Spey because it's pretty small and fast. But the other ships, they start listing out these ships the blank Kaze, the blank Kaze, the other Kaze. And if you guys don't know the meaning of the ship, the Harekaze, it's the spring wind, or Harekaze? Yeah, the spring winds. And I'm assuming that these Kaze ships, the wind ships, are pretty fast and mobile, and that's because of their small size and less of a pretty attack artillery firepower thing, right? So they're pretty small, they have less firepower, but they're pretty mobile and fast. So that's why I'm assuming that these ships got there really quick, because they're Kaze ships, Kaze class ships, I think, and then they're freaking fast, and they came here to help. And then you have a plan where the ships are trying to draw their fire out while the Harekaze tries to get close and board and raid the Musashi and cure everyone like they did in episode 10 with the Spey. And it was pretty awesome to see Mina once again return to the series, because for one, she's in the opening, she's in the ending. She seemed like such an important role and figure that grew accustomed to the Harekaze and the other main characters in the ship. but then she leaves in episode 10, but or no, not 10, episode 9, but she comes back two episodes later to help out and repay the debt that they had with the Harekaze. So eventually the plan goes on and goes off with a hitch because the girls from episode 9 were badass with the water guns and the girl with the sword and just like, or the staff, and then like they're just breaking it down. It's just freaking awesome. And then once it's clear, Akemi comes up to the bridge of the Musashi to see her friend, and they reunite once again, and you know, happy moments and whatnot, and happiness basically. So after the final battle, all of the girls come back to, I'm assuming, like a city or a port, basically, to finally take a break and say mission accomplished, right? And as they get off the ship, everyone gets the ship, like everyone's so happy to be on land, for crying out loud. They're kissing the floor. It's like, land, I've never felt that I would be on land again. And like, you know, it's like they're greeted by the principal and then Mashiro's sisters and whatnot. It's like, you know what, guys, good job, you guys did a great job, mission accomplished. And as they're taking a break, it's like, oh yes, let us go resupply and, you know, celebrate. The ship unfortunately falls and sinks. The Harekaze breaks down and sinks into the ocean, and that was a big twist and one that made me kind of emotionally sad. I was like, oh, that's hella sad, because for one, we've been with the ship for 12 episodes. These girls have made it their homes, and it has brought these girls victories and has saved lives and done many things. And to see it sink into the water, its time has come. Basically, that's it. And everyone's really sad about it. It's like, oh no, don't sink and stuff. But then they can't help it. It's sinking. It's freaking face first sinking. And then you know what Captain Akemi does? She just salutes it. She's like, you know what? We've been on this ship for so long. You've done a great servitude to us. You've done so many things with you. It is your time to go, and we thank you. That's it. She just sits there and applauds it, and everyone just stares at the home and the ship that sinks that they've been on for so long. And that's it. That's the series. And then the credits roll, and that's about it. I don't think I've seen anything at the end of the credits. I'm pretty sure there's nothing at the end of the credits also. But yeah, I mean, like, you know, that was pretty... I didn't expect that to happen, to be honest. But, you know, if we think about it, this ship has been in so many pinches and has suffered so much damages and repairs. And they fought the freaking Musashi. That thing is a freaking devastating warship, and this is just a small ship, so surprisingly they survived against it, and they've broken through like freaking odds and pinches and put this ship through the limits to obtain victory, and they have. But at the cost of their ship, it's gone. And you know, that was sort of a sad sight to see in the end. But you know, they all accepted it as like, you know, we've been on the ship and it's done its service, and we've done so many things with it, so you can rest easy now, Harekaze. And that's the end. So now we can finally review High School Fleet Haifuri. Now, this series, I think it was entertaining, and I really enjoyed this series. For one, the main important thing I enjoyed this series was the ship battles. And you know, I think I mentioned this before in a past video, but you know, I don't think I've ever seen a ship battle based anime ever. The one thing that I could come up with in top of my head is Arpeggio, but then that's not exactly like traditional fighting, sea battle warship fight or battleship fighting, right? And then the one thing that I could think of was like airplane fights, and then that was about it. I'm sorry, I just blanked out for a second. But yeah, I don't know anything else of that. And like, you know, High School Fleet was something really different for me in this season. I was like, oh shoot, they're doing like traditional like girls on freaking like on battleships, they're doing sea battles. Like, oh, this seems pretty cool, and I thought it would be a cool different pace and stuff like that. So yeah, it was pretty cool. 12 episodes is really short. I would love to see more of the series. And you know, with that ending, like their ship is freaking sailed and sunken, what can they do? They can't do anymore. They did that to end the show. They really did. But yeah, and one of the things that about this series, you know, they had the whole like rat experimental, and then like the virus and stuff. That was a little bit far-fetched. For one, I don't think they actually truly resolved it. I don't remember if they talked about this virus. I think they were saying that it was some sort of like experiment gone wrong and then let loose from a ship or something like that. I don't exactly know what the conclusion was for that, but you know, it's really far-fetched of a situation, but you know, for whatever it was pretty good in the beginning when we didn't know what the hell was going on. And you know, you had like teachers attacking students. Like there was a lot of tension that, and it's like, wait, what the frick, is this some kind of like huge betrayal between like the country or something like that? It's like, you know, it was pretty interesting at first, and then we learned that it was freaking rats and like some kind of experiment gone wrong. It's like, of course. And then, you know, one of the other things about this anime series was, I mentioned this in episode 10, is its cast and characters. Because for one, in the beginning of the series, we start off with Mocha and Akemi, Captain Akemi, and then you get introduced to so many other people on the ship, and I barely know their names. I know Coco, I know Mina, I know Rin because she's Hanayo's voice, I know Akemi, I know Mashiro, I know everyone on the bridge, and that's about it. I don't know anyone from the freaking kitchen, I don't know the girls from the engine room. I know some of them, I think, I don't know, not really. But I can't name every single person in this Harekaze ship that they've gone on this freaking journey with. It's you know, it's sort of like, I guess I'm a little disappointed that they didn't try to build up like, you know, every single cast and crew member of the ship. But of course, you know, it's pretty hard to do considering they have like 30 plus people here. I freaking look at Mayoiga or Lost Village, they have like 30 plus there too, I think, or 10 plus. And you know, I don't remember anyone's names on there too, but this one, they have a freaking crew of a battleship, and that's even more larger than what Mayoiga had, I think. And yeah, you know, it was disappointing that I couldn't know all their names and get to know more of the crew better, but we sort of did in the videos, and or not the videos, the episodes, like also episode 10 when they had the Equator Festival, we sort of did learn about these girls little by little, but I don't really know a lot about them except when they have screen time and stuff happens and whatnot. And you know, that was sort of there, but you know, I still enjoyed it to the end. Because for one, I think that this what this series does really good too is in the beginning, Akemi's like, you know, I want to be part of a Blue Mermaids, and everyone at sea is family, and she develops like a really good family relationship with everyone on the ship. And you know, she sort of does this, she expresses this in episode 11 and episode 10 when like they're all having fun in the Equator Festival, and she feels like, oh, we've really become a big family on the Harekaze. And then episode 11 happens when she's in conflict at putting her family at risk because of the Musashi, and you know, endangering their lives. And then in the end, you see them all stand together when the ship falls. They're like, oh, you know, our home is sunken, it's over. And they're all just standing there saluting the ship that they've been on, the home they've been on, and just like the place they've been on for like a long ass time, for 12 episodes basically. And yeah, like I think that the family sort of relationship they had with every single cast of crew member on the Harekaze was good. And of course, once again, excuse me, I quoted that, you know, I don't really know anyone else on the ship, or I didn't know a lot of people on the ship, but it still felt like they were a big family. And that was amplified in episode 10 when they had the Equator Festival, because even though you have people of the ship going and doing their little skits and like their stuff in the festival and whatnot, they all looked like they were having the funnest times ever. They were doing a festival, they're having fun, and they felt like a family. And yeah, that was really good. And of course, being in this ship together and fighting through like 5+ ships, or like having battles and their lives endangered for 12 episodes of this whole series, yeah, they've become a really good family, and they've had a good relationship with each other. And that's why I would love to see a second season of this series, because you know, their ship got destroyed. Maybe like in the season 2 they could get like a better next level Harekaze and go on more missions, and you don't have to do the freaking rat virus infection thing anymore, but you could just have them like train to become Blue Mermaids and, you know, graduate or something like that. They can do that, why not? And yeah, I mean, like in the end, for one, I really enjoyed the series. This series was pretty good, and I really regret not doing this on time, because for one, I really did enjoy the series. It's just that there are a lot of things in personal life that I had to put before these videos. And of course, I did Kisniver also, and you know, there's just like so many things that I can do in one time. And of course, now that I have time, I really wanted to cover the series, because this series was really interesting, and I really enjoyed it. And in the end, I would really love a second season. I really would. And I just, you know, this is a really unique series. If you guys know of any like battleship, okay, don't count Kantai Collection and arpeggio, because they're not exactly like this. They have ship battle warfare, but on different notes. This one was sort of like official, legit, like battleship warfare and stuff, and it's so cool, and it's such a cool experience. But 12 episodes cuts it, and it's just done. Unless we see something else, like this is based off a manga or a light novel, then it's done. From what I know, I didn't do any research on this. I'm really gonna miss the series. So thank you guys for watching the final mission video of Haifuri High School Fleet. Thank you guys. I said that already. Like the video if you enjoyed, and like the video if you enjoyed the series as much as I did, and I'll salute it. So leave it in the comment section below. What did you guys think of Haifuri? Do you guys know of any other like legit animes, like, or animes similar to this? Not like Contact Collection, but like battleship warfare, stuff like that. It's pretty cool, and I don't really see anything like this ever. I don't feel like I've seen anything. If I did, I'm probably dumb and just didn't remember. But anyways guys, thank you guys for watching this. I hope you guys will enjoy many of the other videos to come in the future and the next season after this. And subscribe, because when they do come out, you bet that Captain Dontaku will be there reporting and doing more reviews and whatnot. So anyway guys, thank you guys for watching the finale review of Haifuri High School Fleet. It's been a pleasure to see the girls of the Harekaze going on these random missions, doing some cool Equator Festival raps, and seeing and living out their duties and just surviving till the end. So anyways guys, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys on the next video on the Dontaku Anime channel. So take care guys, matane, and salute to you guys.